When your old career gives you lemons, throw in some ice, mix in some vodka, and call it a podcast. From the Mac of All Trades studio in Fairport and driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Well, hello and welcome. Boy, am I excited for this.
Me too.
Yeah, I know. Laura's here.
But I'm not the star today.
No, you are not the star today. And actually, I think it'll be a good conversation because it's coming off of when we had Mercedes Vasquez Simmons on.
That's how this all got brought up.
Yes, which you said you liked that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
She was great.
Very, very impressed with how all that went.
Very diverse.
Yeah, and a lot of interesting things came out of there that I think are. I think when you were here, were you here when we did the rich and trashy? Yeah. Yeah. Right. And I said taking government money. If you're poor, it's trashy. If you're rich, it's classy.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I think that when you heard her say, my mother would never take government money. It's interesting because, you know, I'm sure it was needed, but she didn't do it because there was the stigma to it.
When she said that her mom handed out $5 for every A for kids, I was just like, damn, what a awesome way to like
incentivize kids.
Yeah.
Right.
And to, you know, be like a community leader because you know that everyone's going to respect you. Kids are going to look up to you then.
Just for anybody who didn't listen to that episode, Mercedes Vasquez Simmons is running for New York State Assembly. She kind of fell into the legislature. And what was interesting to me was like I would see her stuff pop up on my Billified Facebook page, and there was boxing stuff. She's standing with Sugar Ray Leonard and all this. I'm like, who is this woman? Yeah. And then it turns out she's a boxing promoter. So I called, and the podcast didn't go the way I thought it would. You know, we talked a lot about kids and things, and there was a point that she said something that has stuck in my head ever since. She talked about kids, real kids, right here in Monroe County, and I think this could apply to any big city in our country, maybe around the world, but definitely in our country. And they said, if I make it to 16. And when you think about that, it's not when I turn 16. Remember when you wanted to turn 16? Like you were all excited, you're going to get your car, your license, whatever it was a big deal. And I want to know, what are these kids actually thinking and what the hell is kind of missing? And Laura said, well, my boyfriend Joe works at that rec center.
He works at the Carter Street Rec Center.
And that's the one that Mercedes was talking about. Yeah. So I thought it was just interesting. And I thought, boy, Joe, you probably have some great insight to this. Oh, yeah. Because you're right on the front line, so to speak, with the kids. Yeah. Because I have often said, like, the answer, and I don't know if it's necessarily true, but I feel like the only way to combat so much stuff is building a kid's self-esteem. And when I say so much stuff, anybody seen this Instagram ad that's going around where it was like, it's little kids, and they're saying, wait, in the future, you can order food that comes right to you through this box? In the future, you just look at everything on this box? No. Wait, you can't. Yeah. It's like kids, it was like little kids in the 80s being told what's coming.
Okay.
Right. It's supposed to be a flashback. And it just shows you like that simpler time. And like one kid goes, wait, in the future, people just don't sit and stare at the stars? You know what I mean? And something to that effect. I should have found it for this. But the, with Mercedes saying all that stuff, and I say build self-esteem, I think the self-esteem sometimes can help combat all the influence. If you feel good about yourself, I don't need this other bullshit, but it's kids, right? And what looks cool and what's going on. So I feel like it's a buzzword, and I don't know how you necessarily build self-esteem in kids other than trying to incentivize them that winning feels good, or when you do well, it feels good, or when you work hard and there's a payoff, it feels good. But I'm just curious, because if I make it to 16, that hits as a real thing, right? You know what I'm saying? It's a strange thing. And then I'm just wondering, when you see these kids, what's something kids casually say that would kind of shock people who don't live in that world, who aren't around the Carter Center? I mean, do you hear things like this?
I mean, I don't hear stuff like that per se. I guess it's just more the language that kids use. An 8-year-old, the way he talks at my rec center is completely different than an 8-year-old that's Laura's kids, or the kids out here in the suburbs and stuff like that. So I don't hear anything directly the way you're saying it, but what I can say is, you're bringing up the age of 16. Our leagues that we run usually end at 15. So that 16, 17-year-old kid, if he's going the streets, he's going the streets. If he enjoys the rec center, we're making an impact on him, he stays at the rec center still. So it's a very interesting age where you do see kids choose.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I guess our impact is on the younger kids, hopefully changing them so when they turn 16, they stay with us or they get a job.
Right.
If we get those kids who are 15, 16 at the time, 9 times out of 10, they're already lost.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, because I'm thinking when you walk into the rec center, and if it's mostly younger kids, then I'm assuming.
The youngest we serve is I think I have a 5-year-old, and then it goes all the way up to 17. It's supposed to be high school.
Yeah.
But if we have some of our regular kids who've been there for a couple of years, we let them come in. I'd say you probably go up to like 22, 23, 24. We'll let you come in.
What's the vibe when you go in there? Like, and by that I mean, are the kids guarded? Or is there kind of a hopefulness with them? Are they in survival mode? I mean, these are all.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, it's hit and miss. Everything's different. So the rec centers are come and go as you please. It's not a daycare facility. So when we get parents that drop their kids off, they literally think we're just going to watch their kids all day. Then we tell them that their kids are free to leave. They can leave whenever they want. So that scares parents at times, because it's like, I have a 7-year-old. I don't want my 7-year-old to just walk away.
Right.
We're not just going to let a 7-year-old walk away. But technically speaking, he could.
Yeah.
The other thing that a lot of parents and the public sees, and they worry about it sometimes, is that huge age gap. At one point you can see a 6-year-old, and then you see the 19, 20-year-old. It's a big brother, big sister program.
Okay.
Little brother, little sister. Yeah, whatever I'm trying to say.
Right.
It's that. So, and that's like the most beautiful thing I've seen, and I've been there 11, 12 years now. It's just cool to see that 14, 15-year-old look after the 6 and 7-year-old. So it's a family. That's what I would say.
Yeah. I mean, that's, to me, that's pretty cool. I guess the thing that I hear, and I don't know if you hear the same thing, Laura, when a kid says, if I make it to 16, I feel like they feel as though they don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really do. I do these kids believe that they actually
their
matter?
Own value,
yeah.
Or just from, I think it's also from what they see of their peers. So if, I know Joe has said that he has had a lot of kids come through that, eventually he does lose to gun violence, or even with the Kia boys, he knows a lot of them because they came through his program, and he's like, we thought we were going to save them, but then we couldn't. So it's, if you have that as a older sibling or a family member that you looked up to, and then you see the violence happen or going, the wrong route, is that what you expect for yourself?
I could totally see that. I mean, I could see that. Do kids feel like that? I mean, it feels like you guys make them feel like they matter. The rec center sounds like it's pretty.
So what I was going to say is, when you were talking about incentivizing kids with money and stuff like that, what we do at the rec center is attention. Just giving kid attention is huge. It goes a long way. Just, hey, how was your day? Or joking with them. One of the biggest things is just literally just joking with kids all day. And that's one of the things Laura gets mad at me about, because I'm a joker. So I'll joke with Laura and stop picking on me. And it's like, this is the environment.
Teasing is his love language.
This is love. So at the rec center, teasing people is love. So
Laura likes teasing, just of a different kind.
Yeah.
So you? I mean, we know.
Yeah.
We've heard.
Knows.
We've heard. The whole world knows, Joe.
The whole world knows.
The whole world knows.
But yeah, I mean, Joe, I think that was one of the first things that when we met and I found out what he did for work and I got to see like his heart from that standpoint, it impressed me a lot, you know, knowing what he does. And one of the first days, I think that we were talking, our first few weeks, he had texted me. He's like, oh, it's this one kid's birthday today and he's homeless. So I want to make sure I stop and get him some things so that he feels special. And it was, you know.
When it comes to home improvement, you've got choices. Let's say there's a hole in the bedroom wall and somehow nobody in the house knows how it got there. You could fix it. I mean, there's always YouTube, right? But 3 hours later, it's going to look like a patch job. Not even a good patch job. And how about that leak under the kitchen sink? Yeah, you said you'd get to it, and that was what? 2.5, 3 months ago? If we're being honest, we all have that list. The one where deep down, you're not totally sure you've got the skills to pull it off. If it's my list, I'm calling Mac of all trades. Holes in the wall, handled. Leaky sinks, done. Full kitchen remodel? Yeah, they got that too. And hey, warmer weather's coming. How's that deck looking? Need it extended? Rebuilt? Outdoor patio? Don't be a deckhead. Call Mac of all trades, 585-202-9218. That's 585-202-9218. And you can see all they do online at macofalltrades.net. They'll handle it, so you don't have to. CB Buckner had a brutal day behind the plate.
Okay.
Brutal day behind the plate. Buckner had 6 ball strike calls overturned by Major League Baseball's new automated ball strike challenge system. Okay. So, including back-to-back incorrect strike 3 calls. This guy was more like a suggestion box with legs that day than he was an umpire. You know what I mean? Like, I think that was. And overall, the teams went 6 for 8 in the challenges. I think the Reds were 5 out of 5 in their challenges, and then I think the Red Sox were 1 for 3 in theirs, including like a strike 3. Call that triggered an ejection from Alex Cora, the Red Sox manager. So, we could all go bad umpire, but this to me wasn't about one bad umpire. What happens when technology starts grading human beings in real time, and what do we think of that in a way? Because there's a piece of me that goes, the human error. Who are you going to yell at? I like yelling at somebody. I want to blame you for a shitty call. You know what I mean? I want to blame you for a shitty call. Now I can't. It's a machine.
The same way you want to blame me for a shitty call is the same way I want to blame you for a shitty coach. So
yes,
I make a mistake as a referee. You've made plenty of mistakes as a coach. So
right.
Just yell at me.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, even as fans, we like that shit.
Right.
And that's where, like, I go, what happens when authority figures can be instantly corrected? Like, take that to, like, parenting or I don't care, teachers, whatever, and it's like, man, because umpires, they weren't reviewable for a number of years. No. And I think they tested this first because the Red Wings had it, the minor league baseball. Yeah, they tried it in AAA. And does this make the game more fair? Or do you think it kind of chips away at respect? Or are we looking to just eliminate umpires altogether?
I mean, I think you still need them for a presence. I think technology is great to get the correct call in the field.
Sure.
I think you need both. I don't think you can just go straight to technology. You can't have robots on the field just calling stuff because you still got to have some human error. Everybody loves human error.
Well, that's kind of my thing too, and that's the thing. Like, can you imagine being fact checked in real time on shit when you're just?
It would be amazing and also so annoying.
Well, yes.
And you have your own opinion, so it's not always what you say. Not everything is false or correct. It's just sort of your opinion. But I guess in the sports, when there's money, when there's everything on the line. Well, that's the problem now. Is so gambling that was fought by all these leagues or pretended to be fought by all these leagues, and now they're making so much money off of it. They got to get the call correctly or Absolutely.
correct. That's the part that I guess that it's almost ruined it. But do we want a flawless game? I mean, do we want a flawless game?
But then who do you have to blame?
I don't. Well, that's my point. It's like bad calls have always been part of sports today.
It depends on what the call is. I mean, let's just look at the sport of basketball. A player foul. Do I want to go to replay every time to see if it's a player foul? No, it is what it is. And then with that being said, every individual who calls a game is going to call a game different. Because, sometimes you let stuff go, sometimes you don't. Just depends on what kind of referee you are.
Well, if we erase human error, right? To me, you're erasing human moments. Like that's sort of the imperfection of the game. Like, what the ESPN, I time myself in the morning by watching ESPN. So when they get to Get Up, which is on at 8:00, they could do 20 minutes on a bad call. Yeah. They could do 20 minutes.
Get Up every morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I mean, I like it. I think Greenberg does a great job.
I agree.
For a while, I was watching the NFL thing, and then I just kind of fell in, so that's become my daily habit. And I think they do a great job. But they would do, right? What was the call recently? I think it might have been it was in the World Baseball Classic. At the okay, that's okay. But either way, they did like 20 minutes on it, and I go, these shows stop existing.
Well, I mean, that's the issue in itself too. You look at 20 years ago, you didn't have the technology for replay and this and that and whatnot, so everybody was fine with human error. Now you're so quick to highlight a call, and you can show it from 40 different angles, and then you can make it so egregious that that's all people want to talk about. 20 years ago, you went to a baseball game. How many people actually knew it was a strike and it was a ball? Maybe the people behind home plate?
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
That's about it. And now you can see, and we slow it down, and there's cameras everywhere. And I mean, I guess part of that too, if it's not automated in a way, it gives us stuff as fans to argue. It was right there, the ball. Blah, blah. But I go, people worry about AI replacing them, right? Replacing certain jobs and things. And I go, well, I think it does start out by helping.
Yeah.
Right now we're just assisting. And then slowly it goes away. And that's why to me this is like a bigger conversation. It's not about the umpire, it's about every job. Every job that people are doing it. And I don't know.
It is funny at like Lucas's basketball games this season.
Yeah.
Joe would be like, oh, this ref is not calling anything today. Or he just comments. I think sometimes you even do it to yourself, but I hear it about, oh, that was a bad call. That should have been a call. This should have been a call. And the other parents, everyone's gotten to know Joe. Oh, my parent friends, they will look at Joe sometimes for a call, especially at football. Like when Lucas's team is playing another team, and he'll be like, no, Lucas stepped out of line. Like that should not, it's not that he always sides with Lucas's team, but they all respect his calls.
Would you coach?
Because even there isn't.
Would I coach? No, I don't want to coach.
No?
I mean, I coach for work, just because it's,
it's there.
Basic, it's there. But outside, no, I'm not a head coach. I could be like an assistant coach or like a helping coach, but a head coach, no, I don't have an interest.
You could be, I bet the kids would love it.
Lucas has asked.
Yeah.
Yes.
my hours.
Well, your hours, it does sound like your hours are bad. Yeah.
The hours are bad for family life.
Right.
And that was one of the, I'm a little off topic or whatnot, but that was one of the things I told Laura when I first met her. I can't have a relationship with somebody with kids because my work hours suck. It's not fair to you. It's not that, I looked at Laura different from having kids. It was like, you got 2 kids. I'm not going to be around. And that's the tough part. But like I take personal time. I take vacation. I take sick days. So I'm there. I'm there as best I can. But it's about the quality of time too. It's not just being there. Just make time for it.
Mm. Wow. Where'd you find this guy?
Drunk at a bar.
See, that's where the best love starts, man. I gotta tell you, a little alcohol, you can find the right people.
I mean, I think neither of us expected anything, and then it just happened very quickly. So,
right.
Yeah. I mean, it was New Year's Eve when we met. We were out with different groups of people, and one of my friends is married to someone who also refs college football and refed with Joe. And Joe went up to him and was like, "Hey, Dave, who's your blonde friend?" And Dave said, "Don't waste your time."
Wow! Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, don't waste your time. Yeah. What is that? That's a challenge, buddy.
It wasn't that it was a challenge. It was, you guys probably had plenty of podcasts about Laura and her past and whatnot. Laura was having fun.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Laura was having fun.
I do not know what you're talking about, Joe. I take great offense to that.
I'm
teasing.
Sure.
I'm teasing.
Absolutely.
I'm teasing.
But no, Laura was having fun. Laura wasn't really looking for a relationship. I wasn't looking for a relationship. It's just, hey, we'll go hang out. We'll go to live music together and, whatever happens, happens. And it just blossomed into a relationship.
Yeah, that's pretty good. See, that's something
joke at that.
AI
We're
can't
like
do.
that stupid epitome of like things happen when you least expect it.
Sure.
Like neither of us.
Yeah.
He was like, because I was like, oh, I don't do relationships. I'm happily single. And he was like, I would never date a single mom, just my hours. And we hung out a couple of times just at sort of group outings, and it's just immediate.
You never think you're going to need a personal injury attorney until you do. It's not something you plan for. 1 minute you're just living your life. Next thing you know, you're dealing with an accident, an injury, missed work, and a whole lot of stress you didn't ask for. And here's the truth. Insurance companies, they've got a plan. They know exactly what they're doing. The question is, do you? That's why if it's me, I'm calling Connors and Ferris. They know the system, they know how to fight, and more importantly, they know how to take care of people when things get messy. You're not just a case file to them. They walk you through it step by step and make sure you're not getting pushed around when you're already down. So if life throws you one of those moments, don't try to figure it out alone. Call Connors and Ferris or visit connorsandferris.com with offices in New York City, Syracuse, Rochester, and Buffalo. Because when it matters most, you want someone in your corner who actually knows how to win. Connors and Ferris. And I often think, after a good night's sleep, I go, there's nothing serious going on here. I really believe, you never really get it wrong and you never get it done. And if you get it done, that means you're dead. So, and the other thing, I just said it to somebody the other day. They go, well, you only live once. And I said, true, but I say you only die once. Get to living.
Yeah.
Get to living because you only die once. And that's the part that I think is sometimes lost, but it's taken me to this ripe old age of where I am to see life that way. That's the bad part. I go, I'm running out of time. I'm running out of runway.
You gotta.
What the hell's going on?
I joke that I like to be on a plane every other month. I'm like, I want to be going somewhere.
Yeah.
I want to be doing something.
Yeah.
And now we get to do it together, and it's so much fun.
Yeah. And now that the kids are gone, you guys must have, they're gone this week, right?
Yeah.
For the whole week?
The whole week.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll miss them, but.
Will you? I miss them
whenever I'm not with them.
Of course.
But we get to have fun.
Yeah. Somebody looks like they went around.
Couple rounds.
Yeah,
I know. I got Joe good.
I'm trying to think of a rabbit puncher, like Manny Pacquiao. Rabbit puncher. Pop, 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 pop.
Joe, what happened?
I fell. Just like every domestic.
Yes. That is.
How'd you fall?
That is true.
I fell.
his eye, he came in here and he can't really see it.
Can't really see it.
Because of the way our lighting is now, which is great. But he came in and I knew he was playing basketball today, and I thought he got an elbow in the eye. I'm like, damn. Only because around the orbit of your eye is fragile and it could break. And he had it almost looked like, he's like, oh, you can see this? And I'm like, see it. It looks like you're in a fucking glam band from the 80s.
Yeah,
you got eyeliner
it's purple.
on. It's purple.
It is purple and
It's
blue,
like I'm
man.
waiting for you to start singing round and round, like with a rat or something. I'm like, what is going on? And then I don't know what.
Someone may have hit his head on the headboard last night.
Oh.
Well,
Well,
while we were
enjoy it,
finishing.
man.
Oh man, lost his footing and just went. Wow.
We were a little too high up on the bed when he came down. It was just thunk, like
Damn.
full weight right on. And then we had to go to a dinner party.
After? Wait, this was an early round?
Yeah, it was an early round. We were going to go eat. I didn't want to be all full of food and everything. Like,
that could
let's
be-
get it done 3 p.m. I had just gotten home from work, took a shower. I literally
30 minutes of ice before you had to go.
texted him like while I was at work. I was like, meet me in bed at 4:00.
Oh, Joe.
And so he showed up to the dinner party and people are like, what happened?
I mean, what else you guys want me to say? I guess we go in a little. Do I go into the details?
No, you don't have to go into the details.
No,
It's
I
up
have
to
to go
you.
on.
Laura wants you to. Laura would find
like
it
to
all
know.
hot.
I mean,
No,
I'm so used to this. So.
Laura would like to know if I'm the only person. So I guess
Oh, okay.
we can throw
We'll
this
put it out
Maybe
there.
your listeners will respond to this.
Okay.
This
so
is great.
As a male, when I orgasm, I have very intense orgasms. I hold on to them to the point where I can't. And when I release, in a good term, my body tingles.
It's like you
and
have a seizure.
I like lose coordination. And I was having a good time last night.
Like he
and,
falls.
Yeah.
You know, usually I brace myself or whatnot. I didn't brace myself yesterday.
Yeah.
I just took a tumble.
No, I could, or do you convulse a little bit too? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm
Like
not the only
shakes
guy.
and
Like,
falls.
Laura tells all her
He
damn.
like shakes and falls. So normally when we finish, I have to be on top so he doesn't fall, or else he'll fall on top of me.
Oh.
And I mean that happens too, but that's what was going on last night. But he was just, I guess we were higher on the bed.
Further up. It's just,
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
Long
It just looks painful. That's all. It looks painful.
it really doesn't hurt. It was more funny and embarrassing because it was literally like at the same time I finished, I whacked my head, and it was just she's like,
pleasure and
what's
pain."
wrong? She's over there, enjoying in bliss, and I got my hand on my fucking head.
She's
like,
a high
my
pro
God.
glow over there. She's all happy.
She looks over and she's like, oh my God, I got a knot on your head like the size of this microphone.
There's a video. One of my friends took the video at the dinner party last night because there was like 6 different couples, and she had us all doing this game where we had to put a cucumber on our head and try to get it into our mouth. And everyone's like, and then you just see Joe have an ice pack on his eye.
Poor Joe.
It's all good.
That's all right.
I was
all
like,
right.
hey, we had a little Saturday fun day. So
Yes.
what's wrong about that?
Absolutely nothing.
No.
Nothing.
No.
It's just that it's an interesting black eye, and it's the
I think
best. It's
that-
the best black eye story I've ever heard.
I fell.
No, but I mean
just gonna go
that go with that. But I mean, when you get into the details, that's a great reason to get a black eye. I mean, I'm like, wow.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what you need to do is you need to buy one of those pool noodles, cut it in half, and just put it over the edge of the pool.
I know, but it's happened like where like if we're standing or anything towards the end, we always have to plan it out because you can't just drop.
It's like an elephant getting hit with a tranquilizer. It's just that's what it is. I mean, I'm not.
Oh God, that's phenomenal, Joe. That's the best. That's the best. I've enjoyed the conversation overall. We saved this for the last, but really, man, insightful. I think I see the big heart you're talking about, and what a wonderful thing you're doing, and I hope you find something that fulfills all that for you. I really do. That gives you all that. And I love the fact that he's saying, I haven't had a family, so now I'm retired from getting screamed at by overzealous dads on the sideline.
Well, we've said it. Maybe he'll go back down to roughing high school eventually. So
Yeah. Well, when the boys are, right? If they, yeah. Well, whatever. I don't.
Right now, he just gets to wear that pinstripe suit around me.
Oh, really? Flagging the play. Yeah. 7 minutes for roughing. 7 inches for roughing. I don't know. All right. For Joe, the man, for Laura, I'm Bill Moran. We'll see you next time.